On this week's edition of Performance TV, sure it looks like a vintage 1969 Camaro, but under that classic skin is the heart of a brand new performance machine. Kathy and Joe take it for a spin. And versatility is the name of the game. Cutting, etching, and engraving in your shop, all with one tool. We learn how laser technology can transform the everyday into the extraordinary. If you're out of room in your shop or if you need a clean room, we'll show you some solutions. Plus, Kathy and Joe explore the different ways you can use your car as more than a daily driver.
Welcome to Performance TV. I'm Joe Costello along with Kathy Fisher, and this is a brand new 2019 1969 Camaro. Obviously a work of art. Crimson is here from Innovation Performance Technologies. Crimson, brand new 69 Camaro, how'd you do it?
A lot of time, a lot of effort. Customer ordered it.
525 horsepower, 6-speed, but can we drive it?
Absolutely.
That's what I'm talking about. And I guess we know who's driving. This is what Performance TV is all about. I am super stoked. 2019 1969 Camaro.
Well, I tell you what, this thing is just absolutely something else. Taking her out on the highway and let's see how she handles.
Oh yeah, and I am thrilled that I'm with an experienced drag racer that lives her life at 228 miles per hour. Let's not go that fast though.
Okay.
Feel that.
Tell you what, this thing's definitely, I like the way they've got the clutch set up. Definitely feels nice.
Well, the LS3, 525 horsepower. Now, it was not that long ago that people would kill for 525 horsepower. Now it's naturally aspirated.
Right.
So we're not talking about superchargers or boost. And me, I'm not saying I don't want a supercharger. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying NA power is always there.
And just with the way that they have redone this car, let's say back in school or whatever, you really had wanted a car like this, but you couldn't afford it.
Right.
Now you can have a brand spanking new one built just for you. In last week's show, we got an opportunity to really look this car over and hear about all of the innovation and the latest technology that they put in this car from the ground up.
Yeah, this thing is just beautiful. I love the digital dash and the digital gauges.
I know, and it's just so many cool things in here.
Manual transmission, of course, kind of a lost art for so many people, but I love it. You feel connected to the road, connected to the car, rev matching, upshifting, downshifting, all that. Hey, why don't you get after it a little bit?
All right, what do you say? Here we go.
Feel the power. Yeah, I like that. I like it.
And it really cruises along fine. You feel how we're not feeling a lot of the bumps in the road, but it's still got a really good feel to it, like you've got some control.
Certainly. Well, got very wide rubber on the car, first of all. Crimson was telling us that this car would be very comfortable on the track. I can tell. But for me, I just want to get out and drive. I'm a big believer in the open road, the whole America driving. To do it, the looks we're getting already, it's just awesome.
I know, and we know they're definitely checking this bad boy out.
Yes, certainly so. How could they not? Called it Competition Orange. We are very obvious. I don't know if it's the blonde hair or the orange Camaro.
No, trust me, it's the Camaro.
I think it's the blonde hair. Yeah, I love it.
You could have only have hoped to have had a car that was half this nice back in 1969.
Oh, I know. I totally agree.
And you realize that the company makes more than just this car. They build more than just this model.
Oh, I do, and it's a recent law. It wasn't that long ago where now small manufacturers can go back and build these classic cars in small numbers, and to me that keeps the classic cars alive. I could see a market for a car like this, and just so many people, someone who wants their daily driver to be cool, someone who wants to have something that nobody else has. Showing up to your local car show with this?
I think that would be pretty awesome for sure.
I love it. I love it.
And I'm absolutely loving this.
Oh, I know you are. I know
you're jelly.
I am.
Totally jelly, man.
I'm jealous, okay? It happens. And it's not just of that she gets to drive, it's of the whole thing. I'm a little jealous, but it's all right. I'll get over it. I'll get over it. It's really cool. They have done such a great job. Car is very well put together, and as much as ride it out on the highway is a lot of fun. I don't know, I think we might have to find some time on the drag strip if I owned it.
Oh, yeah. This baby definitely could do some very cool quarter-mile times.
Oh, I know. I was going to ask Crimson if we could do a burnout, but I knew he'd say no. We get such great opportunities at Performance TV. Such a great design, by the way. Striking look, the orange pops, but a classic in every way you can imagine.
Absolutely. This car has just been a dream to drive. You know, I had a 2012 Camaro. This thing totally blows it away.
I love it. The folks at Innovation Performance Technologies have really hit a home run with this one. But I gotta tell you, Kathy, it's time to head back to the studio.
Well, I tell you what, I'm just gonna drop you off, and I think I'll just keep cruising for a while. You go back to work.
Will you stop at least? Will you stop at least?
I will come to a complete stop. Hey, we'll have more Performance TV right after this.
Performance TV is brought to you by Steel Rubber Products, quality crafted rubber parts and weather stripping. Karen's Transport, longer life through better filtration. Custom Auto Sound, the originator of classic car OEM fit radio since 1977. And by RockAuto.com, all the parts your car will ever need.
Washing and waxing your car. We're talking about the absolute basics of being a car guy or girl. We've got this one already washed, you know, top down, lots of suds, get it clean. But now it's time to wax. And wax application, it's really like feeding your paint. It keeps it protected, it keeps it protected from road grimes, and even can prevent chips. Now, a lot of people think you want to go in circular fashion, and that is actually not the best way. You want to go in a crosshatch pattern. Circular makes swirl marks and can actually cause you to put impressions into your paint. So crosshatch method like this, left, right, up, down, so that it's nice and covered with your microfiber applicator pad. And then what you're going to want to do is let the wax dry and flash. You'll know it. The wax is dried and time to remove. This is the payoff. Remember, you're feeding your paint. You need to do this. This helps protect the car. It helps keep the car looking well. You use a very clean and beautiful microfiber, and you can see that this is going to keep this Ford looking great way down the road. Wash, wax, do it right, use the right stuff.
You know, when we want to get creative and really leave our mark on something, well, that's when we go to the folks at AP Laser, and that's where we have our favorite question and answer guy. Tony, you have a new machine.
Yes, we do, Kathy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing all kinds of different stuff here. You know, everything that we've come to know and love about AP Laser, but with some new twists.
Absolutely. We've got a new design with new software, so it's easier for the customers to use. We've got some other innovations that make it easier to clean out the cut materials and things like that.
I'm seeing a screen over here that I don't remember seeing on any of the other AP Lasers.
That's right. The new software has a preview screen so you can actually see your work before you start using it. It just helps make things easier for the customer in the end.
And we're still using the laptop to set everything up.
That's correct. So AP Laser still comes as a turnkey package. You still get all the accessories, including the laptop and software, also on-site training. So our technician is going to come to your location, spend time with you and your team, get you trained, make sure you're up and running, and then after that, you've still got 24/7 tech support for life.
Oh, and that's what's really cool about AP Laser. And the other thing that you mentioned that was new on this machine, Tony, about pieces falling through, is there like a tray underneath now?
Yeah, we've got a new design cutting table. So when you're cutting wood or acrylic, things like that, the little pieces are actually going to fall through and get out of the way so you don't damage them.
Because the AP Laser machine, as we've seen in the past, Tony, all different types of materials, not just metal, but we're talking about wood and signs and all kinds of things.
That's right. We got customers that are using it for stone, leather, wood, acrylic, just about anything. When it comes to metals, like powder coat, paint, you can take those off. If it's stainless, you can actually add graphics or images back on with some laser marking compound.
Well, you have a bunch of stuff that you brought with you today to kind of show us some of the neat things that you can do. Give us an idea of what we're seeing here today.
We brought a couple of things that we made, some wood signs and then also a light up LED acrylic sign.
Oh, I like that one. Yeah, and these are things that, okay, let's say that you're looking to get in to maybe a sideline business or something like that. you can do that with AP laser, and not just the machine that we're seeing here today. You have some other sizes.
Correct. This is our mid-size laser. This is a 40-inch by 24-inch. I've also got a larger one that's 4 foot by 3 foot, but then I go smaller down to 18-inch by 12-inch.
So if you already have an established shop, and say you wanted one of the smaller AP laser machines to kind of based on the size area that you have, and you have something for everybody, you know, to mark tools, to do all kinds of things like that, not just to be creative. I mean, you can actually use this to leave your mark.
Absolutely. You can put branding on it, logos, personalizations, you name it.
How hard is the training on a machine like this?
The hardest part is just the software, but it's pretty easy to use. You can take any graphic or image and load it into the software. If you need any help, just give our guys a call. They'll answer it right over the phone. They can even remote on your computer and help walk you through it.
And most people are comfortable with their PCs or their laptops, but let's say, I don't know a whole lot about computers. How about those folks?
I've got retirees that they've never really even worked on computers, and they're hitting the ground running with their lasers with our tech support.
What about power? I mean, like in here, we don't have the 220.
No, everything is easy. It's plug and play. It's got 110 volt, and the most it's going to pull is about 14 amps, so you can run it on a standard breaker.
What about the warranty after the fact on something like this?
Every AP laser comes with a 3-year warranty right out of the box. So everything's going to be covered on the laser for 3 years. The laser tube itself is going to have a 2-year warranty, and then all the lens and mirrors have a 6-month warranty.
And of course, like you said, you know, with the training and the support that goes on with this, it's just absolutely amazing. What would be one of your favorite things to use the AP laser on?
I have a couple of kids, so my kids like to design things. And what's really fun for me is when I actually take one of their drawings, like their art projects, and scan it into the computer and actually laser that for Mom for Mother's Day.
That's really cool. And you know, you think about some of the home design things and stuff that we see, the signs on the walls, and you can do so many things with the AP laser.
Absolutely. A couple of our customers have Etsy stores where they're making the home decors, like the wall signs, and they're using the laser to cut it out, and they're making a killing.
You know, with a machine this size, whether you have something flat, whether you have, we've seen you guys do things that are round, cups, types like things like that, sliding big pieces underneath, you can do so much. So if you give the folks a call at AP Laser and speak to their customer service representatives, make sure you mention Performance TV and they'll hook you up with a special deal. APlaser.com. We'll have more Performance TV right after this.
Performance TV coming from Borla Commerce Park.
Proper tire pressure, it's not something that you may think about every single day. And especially with a lot of the new vehicles, you know, they have the TPS sensors so you can see right from your dash what your tire pressure is. Older vehicles, nope, you need to be checking them about once a month, and especially when the seasons change. So you've got a big temperature swing, it's going to affect your tire pressure. Now, why is it so important? Well, if the tire is underinflated, it's going to really change the way the vehicle drives, the way it handles, the way it responds. And if it's overinflated, well, the tire's not going to wear properly either. It's going to affect your fuel mileage. It's going to affect the way the tire wears, and that affects your pocketbook. So there's all kinds of tire pressure gauges. You can get one of these little simple digital ones from any auto parts store. A lot of groceries even have them. So just make sure that you are checking your tire pressure at least once a month. These are down just a hair. I've already checked what the manufacturer recommends on the inside of the door. These are supposed to be set at 35. So we're just going to bump them up just a little bit, get them to where they need to be. That should be about 2 pounds. And boom, we're right at 35 pounds, and this vehicle is highway ready.
Now, we know all the hot rodders and car guys and girls out there love flexibility, the opportunity to move around. And Tom is back from Mobile Environmental Solutions. They've got exactly that for us, a little flexibility. Now, we know the big booth, we usually see it. These are smaller.
Exactly. Normally we bring in our 23 by 15 to do the show. That's the most popular size, something you can put a short bed crew cab truck in or almost any size car. Today we brought our 10 by 10 and then our 12 by 12.
They are both functioning paint booths.
Absolutely.
Moving air, so you can be in there, whether you be painting something large in your large booth. This is maybe something a little smaller, engine blocks, maybe just a part, a piece, a fender. It'll work for you.
Absolutely. Like for an example, the 10 by 10 here has 72 air exchanges an hour. I mean, it's moving a ton of air through there.
Wow. But that word flexibility comes up again because not everybody is painting. Sometimes you need just a clean space, and all of a sudden this affords that opportunity. A clean space, maybe in a dirty shop.
Exactly. Can you imagine being a small-time custom shop, an engine builder, somebody that kind of crosses over, but you don't want to turn around and build a big expensive engine, and you turn around when you're doing welding and all your other mechanical and fab work. You can turn around, set this up, takes less than 5 minutes, assemble your engine, and when you're done and you got everything cleaned up, pull your engine out, drop the booth up, put it in a corner, and it's no larger than a large duffel bag.
Wow, very cool. And roll your parts carts in there, seal yourself in. Now, everything that is going on around you, whether it be sparks, whether it be dust, you could even be outside, and you have got a clean room.
Absolutely. And it filters all the air that comes inside it.
Wow, that is spectacular. Now, it looks like it'd be very easy to move around, and that's part of the point.
That's the neat thing about it is it plugs into a standard 110, and it folds up, and you just turn around and roll it up into a bag.
Wow, now who are some of the people that are choosing the smaller option? Most people want to upsize. This is downsizing. Who's doing it?
We got guys that are doing alloy wheel repair, guys that are just doing parts, guys, we have a customer that builds snowmobile parts. He fabs snowmobile parts. He uses one of these. We've got airbrush studios that's using them. We've got, your do-it-yourselfers, your crafts. People that don't want to trash the rest of their shop or their garage and still have a clean room to be able to paint and have a show quality paint job coming out.
Now I can imagine this fitting perfectly in like one of those large steel buildings, and instead of building a clean room and going through all the expense, time, effort, permits, just buy one of these, you've got your clean room.
Set up, plug it in, and you're ready to go to work in less than 10 minutes.
Most importantly, when you're done with it, you can put it away.
And that's a sweet secret sauce of the whole booth. You turn around, you fold them up, you put them up, and you can store it in your corner. That way that 300 or 400 square feet that this booth ties up when it's set up, you got it back to generate other income or use it for something else.
Now, transporting it, I'm stuck on that because I think it's so cool. This looks like it might fit in a checked bag on a plane.
That's all it is, just a big folded up bag that comes in. It's got handles to strap it down, and it's nothing but a big sleeping bag. That's how much space it takes.
Think about that. You jump on a plane, you go visit your buddy, you build an engine, you head home, and you're doing it in an environment that is clean. And anybody that builds engines knows that is vital.
Absolutely. Nobody wants to turn around and explain why an engine just blew up because they built it in a dirty environment.
Isn't that the truth? I certainly don't want that here on Performance TV. Now, 10 by 10, 12 by 12, what are some of the differences other than size? Like, why would you choose the slightly larger one?
It depends on what you're painting. Like the manufacturing companies or the companies that are using a pallet jack, they like to go with the 12 by 12 because they can put two pallets in there side by side. Somebody with the 10 by 10, that's going to be a little bit tighter area that doesn't need to put two pallets in there side by side.
Well, it's definitely very cool, and I love the idea of building an engine and all the various ideas, and I'm sure your customers have gotten very creative with how they're going to want to use it. It's not just automotive industry as well, though. I know you've told us in the past that the people who are purchasing these booths range all facets of automotive, military, aerospace.
We've got the military using them to paint Apache helicopters in. We've got window tinters using them to do bulletproof window tinting in. We've got ceramic coatings using them as clean rooms to apply their ceramic coatings. I mean, the uses are just unlimited.
I think that I like the engine shop, though. The mobile engine shop sounds good to a drag racer like me. And then you can always use it as a paint booth as well. Seems like there's no one use for any one of these booths.
Absolutely.
Well, I gotta tell you, I love it. I want me one, and eventually I think I'm gonna have to do it. Mobile Environmental Solutions have got it figured out. If you're gonna build an engine, you want to be clean, this is the place. We'll be back with more Performance TV after this.
Performance TV is brought to you by Stage 8 Fasteners, home of the world's best locking header bolt, proudly made in the USA. Go to stage8.com. Sweet Manufacturing, let us turn your wheels. Techline Coatings, you can run with the best or run with the rest. And by Advantage Lifts, automotive vehicle lifts for storage, work, or hobby.
So, Kathy, you're a drag racer. How fast have you gone?
230 miles per hour in the quarter mile.
230, that's fast. What have you learned there that people can learn from you?
You have to be focused. You cannot be distracted because so much is happening in a very short amount of time. You only have one other person next to you on the track when you're drag racing, but when you think about when you're out on the street, you've got people all over the place. They're on their phones. They shouldn't be distracted. And you just really got to pay attention. And if you can do that on the track, you can definitely do that out on the road.
Attention and focus. Now,
Yes.
what about mechanically? You've got a car that goes 230. What are you learning there that can be applied to a regular car?
Oh my gosh, the car has to be so safe. I mean, because of the amount of speed you're going. Wearing your safety gear, making sure you're wearing your seat belt, doing everything that you're supposed to mechanic-wise. Your tires are inflated properly. Everything is running. You've got to give yourself the best chance possible when you're on the track, and you should treat your everyday vehicle just the same because, hey, think about it. You're hauling precious cargo, like your family members, your doggies, and there's other people in the other lanes.
So take it from a drag racer. Wear your safety equipment, always have your seatbelt on, and make sure your equipment is properly maintained. Kathy, we get to play with cars every week, but there are people all around the country and all around the world that are playing with their cars as well.
Yeah, there's so many cool things to do with cars. All types of racing. You know, we talk about drag racing. You and I are both into that. But there's road racing and round track racing and show cars. I mean, that's another thing that I would really get into.
Autocross. There's something near you. What I would do is go locally and connect with some other enthusiasts. You never know what you're going to get into. If you're a little older, maybe the car show scene is for you. You just hang by your car and talk about the good old days.
Who are you talking old? I like the car show.
Should I say more experienced? I think more experienced
That was
folks
better.
out there.
There we go.
And the fact of the matter is that there is something for everyone, whether it be the drag racing, you want to be doing burnouts, you want to go meet up with some other enthusiasts on a Saturday morning. There's something for everyone, but the car culture that we love so much, it gives a whole lot back.
Yeah, and motorcycles as well. I mean, just think about all the folks that are into the motorcycle clubs and going out on rides and raising money. I mean, there's just so many neat things to do with vehicles in general.
That is a fact. If you like the wilderness, you can hit the trails on your 4x4. There is always something. I would go to the web, I'd meet up. There are certain groups you can hang out with and certainly find whatever fits your lifestyle best. But we got to keep this car culture going. So hit it. That's all the time we have for this week's edition of Performance TV. If you have a product you'd like to see featured here on our show, email sponsors@masterstv.com. We'll see you next week right here on Performance TV.